Passive voice structures, formal versus informal usage. Most ESL textbooks, when addressing the passive voice, typically explain only one conventional structure for forming passive sentences. However, there are actually two distinct structures used to build sentences in the passive voice. For example, formal structure, Amy was fired. Informal structure, Amy got fired. Both sentences are grammatically passive, but they differ in formality and emotional tone. The phrase Amy was fired represents the conventional or traditional passive voice and is considered formal. In contrast, Amy got fired is a less formal structure and is often used in casual, everyday conversations. Which structure should you use? The choice between these structures depends not only on the level of formality required by the situation, but also on the emotional context. For formal speeches or written documents, such as professional reports or academic papers, the formal structure, Amy was fired, is more appropriate. Conversely, in casual conversations with friends or family, the informal structure, Amy got fired, is acceptable and often preferred. Tone and emotional considerations. It is important to note that Amy was fired does not inherently convey emotion or empathy. It is neutral and objective. On the other hand, Amy got fired often carries an emotional undertone, expressing sympathy or empathy for Amy's situation. When deciding which structure to use, you may need to balance formality with empathy. For instance, if you're discussing Amy's job loss in a context where expressing understanding or support is important, the informal structure, Amy got fired, may be more effective even in a relatively formal setting. Conclusion. Both structures are valid, and the decision of which to use should consider the circumstances, the intended audience, and the desired tone. If the goal is to convey empathy or emotion, Amy got fired might be the better choice, even if it sacrifices formality to some degree. On the other hand, if formality is a priority, Amy was fired is the appropriate option. By carefully considering these factors, you can choose the structure that best suits your communication needs. In the previous video, I introduced the passive voice with get in contrast to the more formal passive voice structure. In this video, I will explain the different types of passive voice sentences that use get. 1. Standard passive with get. This is the most common use, where get replaces be in the passive structure to describe actions or events. Example. A. The car got repaired yesterday. B. She got hired by the company. 2. Reflexive passive. This is used when the subject causes something to happen to themselves, often unintentionally. Example. A. He got himself locked out of the house. B. She got herself hurt during the game. 3. Causative passive. In this type, get implies arranging for someone else to do the action for the subject. Example. A. They got their house painted by a professional. B. She got her hair done at the salon. 4. Idiomatic passive, unexpected or unfortunate events. This is often used to describe unexpected, accidental, or unfortunate events. Example. A. He got hit by a falling branch. B. They got caught in the rain. 5. Passive for responsibility or blame. This is used to indicate that someone is responsible for an action, often implying blame or consequence. Example. A. He got fired for missing too many deadlines. B. She got punished for breaking the rules. 6. Emotional or experiential passive, used to describe a person's emotional state or experience. Example. A. I got excited about the new project. B. He got frustrated with the slow internet.